Good morning, lovers of detailing Yoda, lovers of detailing. Anyone out there? Let me know in the comments. Who are you? What do you do? Why do you watch? Welcome to a fairly chilly workshop, as you can see, where I just want to answer some of your questions. Actually, I like this sort of interaction we're having on Instagram and stuff at the moment. It's super good because it just lets me know how I can help you guys, really. So let me just dig out some of the messages that we've had through to the Instagram, Detailing Yoda Instagram. Okay, question. So here we go. So I'll come quite close for this one, and then maybe I'll let you have a look at that 1M for a bit afterwards. So I need to remember, by the way, I've got to look at the lens. The trouble is there's a little screen just there which tells me things are recording and everything. So I apologise, I'm learning to look in the screen. It's a bit odd, especially when it's like a foot from my nose. I'm a detailer, not a filmmaker, so trying to make these things better for you guys. Anyway, Kaizen Detailing, hello buddy, has been very complimentary about the content, so glad he's getting something out of it. Been in business for a couple of years, things are going well, as well as things can be with COVID on the go at the moment, and seems to be working a bit too hard, but in the early days that's what you have to do. He's asked, how do you crack into the higher end market? I know there's probably no easy answer to it, but maybe you've got some pointers. So I then went back and said, sort of, what do you mean by the high end? Do you mean, millionaires, or do you mean crazy cars, or what do you mean? More just your high end Porsches, GT3, Astons, not super high end crazy cars, but not run of the mill stuff, I guess. He says it doesn't seem to be able to crack into them. And then I sort of asked him about why he wants to crack into them. So I think I'll pause myself there and I'll answer a bit more about this topic. You've got enough of it there, and I'm just whittering on, really. So there's a lot to this topic, isn't there? And when you do start detailing, you look at, I guess it's another one of those social media things, isn't it? Where you look at other businesses and think, oh man, they're all doing supercars or all of that stuff. I need to get me some of that. So there's a few angles to this inquiry, and I did do a bit of clarifying on it, because there are so many angles to this. And there's a good story that if you've been taught by me or if you've chatted to me, there's a good story on this topic that I've got that you'll know probably. So how do I get into higher end cars? So first of all, be really honest about why you're trying to do it. There's nothing wrong with getting some cars in just because you want some nicer stuff on your Instagram. There is definitely a halo effect that you can get from having worked on really nice cars, have images and video of you working on really nice cars. That definitely has a halo effect for sure. The cautionary bit I would add is try not to do that for free. I've got a good customer who's one of my oldest customers, and he runs a business worth hundreds of millions. And he said to me a long time ago, I had a very similar discussion to him about nice cars. He's got an incredible car collection. And he said to me, I can get you 4 Veyrons to clean. If you want to go and work on some Veyrons and get photos of you working on Veyrons, I can get 3 or 4 of them for you. Not a problem. He said, but he followed that up with, or he countered it with, be aware though, what will probably happen out of that is you will just become known as the guy that will clean Veyrons for free. And I thought, do you know, that's fair enough actually. I don't really care what I'm cleaning, or detailing or working on, but I need to get paid, because not getting paid doesn't pay any bills, does it? So, and that was the gist of what he was saying. He was saying, just keep doing what you're doing. The good cars will come. He had very good cars. And he also said, don't go and start working on crazy stuff for free, because really you'll just get known as the guy that will work on supercars for free. And that's a really good point. However, that was 10 years ago, where the landscape was a bit different. You do have to do a lot more these days to stick out. Remember, we're in the age of attention. You need to draw attention to yourself, and one of the ways you can do that is by doing crazy cars, for sure. But just beware, they don't pay the bills. And often the way it works is sometimes, there are two types of owners really of the very high end stuff. Guys that really have got it, have spend everything that they earn every month on a high finance payment for those cars. If that's how they want to own them, I have no problem with that, but just be aware that is a very common way of doing that. Often those guys have very little cash left over every month for nice things like detailing them, ceramic coating them, protecting them, using services that guys like us provide. So those guys are, what my guy before was talking about, being they would use you to do it because they get a service for free and they would leverage their car to do it. No problem with any of that, but just be aware those factors normally go together. The other types of guys are the guys you sort of want that are very well off, that value quality, that value a quality service and have the cash to pay for it. They're good with their money and buy these things out of cash. So those guys will be your better customer, I would have thought, but they are slightly rarer these days, I have to say, but they can be great loyal customers. And in my experience, that's the type of customer I've built my business on. In my experience, they're always great guys, and they're true petrol heads and just lovely people to work with 9 times out of 10. So just be aware that is the thing. So with that aside, on knowing that stuff about high-end cars, how do you get them? Crikey, where to start? So the network, there's like 5, I should do the YouTube thing, didn't I? 5 top ways of attracting high-end clients, maybe. So in my personal experience, I'm not a short-term sales guy. Go and do some sales research, guys. There are 2 basic ways of selling. There's the sort of short-term hit, smack them in the teeth, don't take no for an answer, aggressive, horrible way of selling stuff. And there is the much slower burn, what's called a relationship sell, where you build a relationship with someone over a period of time. They can see that you're good at your job. You let them know the benefits of what you do, and for the right demographic of client, eventually they will ask you to do some work. So that is the way I personally work. There is a local client who the local guys watching this will know. There is a local guy who has a massive collection of Ferraris, more than 30 Ferraris, all on very similar number plates. And he is an interesting guy, actually. He's one of the few guys in the world to have one of every special Ferrari they've ever made. So a 288 GTO, a F40, an F50, an Enzo, and LaFerrari. Not many guys in the world have got all of those. This guy's got them all in one room. So yeah, I knew about this guy for a long time, and I wanted to clean his cars. And I would say it took me 2 years to get into his workshop. I chatted to him a couple of times about things, saw him at a few events, wasn't really interested, but I just kept being friendly, saying what I do, trying to educate him about detailing and what we do, and eventually I got an invite to his workshop, garage, which is an amazing place. And off the back of that, I then ended up spending an entire February, every day, going and working on different cars. So we did a car a day for a month. That was incredible. That was I've been lucky enough to have a few clients like that over the years, and yeah, that was incredible. But it didn't happen overnight. That's the thing I want you to understand. The way I got that client was to find out who he was, then find a way of getting in front of him, finding out who knew him or who knew of him and who was able to get me in front of him. And then once I was in front of him, tried to prove that I was enough of a geek that we got the work, but not so much of a geek that it just turned him off, and he wasn't bothered about what we did. So yeah, and there are a few other clients like that. I've got another local client who has an incredible collection of cars, and that was exactly the same thing. Over a few years, I just came in and out of my workshop. I let him know who I was. I let him know what we could do. Always just let him know where I was and what we did. And eventually he used my services. So that's the way that's always worked for me. There are a lot of supercar clubs and stuff out there these days. There are a lot of detailers, and fair play to them. A lot of detailers are buying similar cars, and then that gives them access to the ownership clubs. So if you want to work on Porsches, buy a cheap Porsche. Join the Porsche club, go to some Porsche club events. I wouldn't start flying cars or anything at those events. I would probably just talk to people. The number one thing is talking to people. Be it at events like that, or the other way, of course, that is almost like an approved path these days, is the old climb into the DMs. So a lot of people these days just will blank go into the DMs, comment on stuff on Instagram, find the big car collectors on Instagram, comment on their stuff. You just have to be really careful with how you do that, guys. If you say, let me clean your cars, people are just going to think you're annoying. If you can, if you can watch for long enough, find out what guys want, a lot of the time those guys will be looking for cars or will ask for advice on something. Just be the guy that offers a bit of advice, a bit of help, is a bit friendly. Again, networking, you'll find a lot of these guys know each other. So see if you can help one, or bump into one guy at an event and say, oh, you're mates with the other guy. I knew, I've always wanted, he's got such a good collection of cars. I've always wanted to meet him or talk to him about the cars, or let him know we're here. And if you ever needed anything, just let him know what we can offer. So I'm much more of a fan of the slow burn, the slow market, the relationship sell. Go and check that out online and have a Google of that as to how it works. It's just basically being a showing people you're an enthusiast and that sort of thing. You will notice, I'll say this is a bit putting myself out there again, which this is all about. On my main channel, on the TI22 business channel, I'm starting to just film a little bit of my own cars and the cars that I've got. And it's a little bit of a weird one for me, but I'm sort of doing it in a way to show my customers that I'm a petrol head, that I like cars like they do. And I'm sort of making a bit of a bet that that's the sort of person they want to work on their cars in this crazy environment where attention is everything. You know, I want people to be, oh, yeah, that detailer, I'm using that detailer that's got some cars and is into it and has put his cars up on his channel, and it's really cool to see what he's doing with his own cars. That's the sort of guy I want working on my cars. It's an adventure. I'll let you know how it goes. So yeah, high-end clients. Let's put some comments down below, guys. How have you attracted high-end clients? Do you find they pay, or do you earn more money from, cars that are more everyday cars that people use every day? I think it's a wide spectrum. I think you can miss your business. You can earn money from cleaning any type of car. I think it would be crazy to think that if you have millionaires as customers, you'll be a millionaire. But that can happen actually. Anything is possible. So let me know what you think, guys. Is it important? Is it not? How have you won customers? What's your favorite way of getting new clients? I think this is sort of how I'd like this to work, really. If we can all chip in with some comments and help each other, the comment section almost becomes like a bit of networking for you guys between you, and you more established guys can help out the newer guys. There's plenty of work to go around, so the more we can be professional about these things and help each other out, the better, I think. So yeah. Sorry guys, I've just noticed I've whittled on for another quarter of an hour there. So hopefully you made it this far. Hopefully you like having a 1M in the background. Look at this bad boy. Just about to give this back to a customer in not long. What a thing these are. Love a 1M. So yeah, hope you're enjoying the channel and stuff. Keep messaging me. because it keeps giving me ways to answer you guys and to help you out, because that's really all I'm trying to do with this channel, is just give back a bit and help you out. Maybe we'll talk about the IDA and giving back one day, but this is my way of giving back and helping you guys out. So ta-da for now. Hope lockdown is treating you all okay, and yeah, give us a message and let me know what we can do to help you. Ta-da guys.